So I really went to go Google what tribe this was, and sorry viewers, I could not find it. Not multiple, sorry about that. Numerous of options came up, so sorry.
If you know, put it in the comments.
I was getting ready to say, if you know, comment below so I can let her know what tribe it is. So I know we were just touching on the light skin versus dark skin thing. So I really want to know, do you really think that light skin versus dark skin is really a thing? Are we really against each other?
I think it's a thing. I definitely think it's something that needs to end. I feel like when it comes down to it though, hopefully, if it came down to it, we will all stand together. But yeah, it is a thing, and it's people who use it to their advantage or who try to make other people feel bad because they're not light or they're not dark. But yeah, ultimately I just think it needs to stop because it's further in the message that should have never been started. Again, that's coming from slavery, a time where we were separated in order to keep us in line, versus now where we really don't have those restraints anymore. I think it's about time we realize that whole mentality is stupid and it needs to go away.
And touching on that, since we're both in agreement here, where what's it all for? I remember this time I was in Miami for my friend's birthday. Hey, Nayas. And we had this discussion at the dinner table. It was really so cool because her brother-in-law just kept asking why is it light skin? Why is it brown skin? Why is it dark skin? Why is it so many selections of skin tones of why can't y'all just all be brown? Just be brown. And I'm yo, yeah, why can't we just be in one large group? Why do we have to separate the type of brown we are, or however you want to describe it, black, light skin, or whatever? Why can't we just come to a common term? We're brown. Just call it that. Because technically we're not black.
No, black is this. That's black.
I think I'm lighter than the shirt, but so that's kind of cool that we touched on that. So that's actually was a great conversation, but that's neither here nor there. So let me jump into the next one. So speaking on going back to light skin, so do you think there's this thing as light skin privilege?
I don't think so, honestly. I don't think there's a light skin privilege, because at the end of the day, you're checking that black/African American box on your form. So before somebody meets you, as long as you check that box, you're getting the stereotype, no matter you come in there light skin or you come in there dark skin or come in there brown skin. Either way, black is black. We're going to have these stigmatisms against us no matter what. I think that I feel like the media really has a lot to do with this whole light skin versus dark skin thing. I just feel like there's so much, you see so many more light skinned women in the media. And when you think about what's pretty is always what's shown the most. So I just think that it's more so just what the media is trying to portray, television, music. They're trying to portray this closer to whiteness thing. So in all actuality, there's no privilege, because, can I say this?
Let you go ahead, and then I'll just censor it, make it sound pretty.
At the end of the day, we're all niggas.
Black folks, y'all. African American. All right. Okay. Now that we simmered down, how would you say colorism affects the overall community? In particularly your community, what you see day to day, surrounding your environment. So I think I said that right.
I think that it just separates us even more. It just furthers their whole dysfunction in the Black community. I think that it is definitely something, I'll say it again, needs to be ended, because it does come from ignorance, it does come from hate, it does come from a place of trying to hold our people down. So I think just on a day-to-day, it just separates us and it makes one group feel superior and the other group feel inferior, when it's more like is not necessary. Like it's not something that needs to be around anymore.
So for someone who personally never experienced it though, and let's say not even, not talking about people you're close with, like let's eliminate like friends or like close family members, that we confide in for these type of situations. Just you in your community, raw, like out and about, like what do you see? Like explain that to me.
As far as colorism?
Yeah, like what does that look like? Because I want to end on a high note on how we can, like you said, to end it. So now we're going to get into solutions. So before we can get into solutions, I'm trying to get an idea of what it looks like. Like,
I would say colorism, picture-wise, it would be someone saying you're cute for a dark-skinned girl. Or I would say is ayo light skin, or not you, your light skinned friend. Like I would say like us like sexualizing each other because of the color of our skin, or like making it seem like
there we go.
Yeah, like if we stop like characterizing each other by the color of our skin, then maybe that would, put an end to it, or to kind of like at least put it at ease. But I don't know if it's something that can be ended, honestly. I think it's just, it's just been around for so long that it's probably never gonna go away fully. But I hope that any light-skinned girl watching this, or any dark-skinned girl watching this, knows their inner worth. Like, you are beautiful no matter what the color of your skin is. And don't let, somebody preferring a light-skinned girl over you make you feel like you're inferior or you're not worthy, because in true form you are. It's something that's probably never going to go away, but just keep your inner beauty. Make sure that you're treating the woman next to you with respect, and you're not going around with this like anger towards people just because of the color of their skin, and you don't know them. Like, I've had close friends who are light skinned, and I have close friends that are dark skinned, and it, I feel like when we're all together and we're all going for like the same goal, success, just respecting each other, helping each other, I feel like it's gonna take us bonding together for everyone else in the community to see like, okay, it's not a thing anymore. Like you can, it'll probably never end, but at least we can within ourselves take away that stigma and be like, okay, this light skinned girl sitting next to me, she's cool. I don't have to hate her because I grew up when the light skinned girl used to bully me or something like that. And same applies for light skinned girls. Like, don't be mad at every black girl that you meet because that one or those two dark skinned girls when you were growing up bullied you because of the color of your skin. Let's just give each other a fair chance and help each other where we can, respect each other, and call each other beautiful.
Yes. Sorry, y'all, but that was beautiful, because that's what I was trying to touch on. So I'm just gonna add to that. because we're from the same community, you know, South Philadelphia, and my community, I would say, even though we're still in like the same district, my picture probably would be kind of different, because mine, it seemed like there was more so groups. And as I got older and like start going out by myself, like, you know, without the friends, that's why I was like raw, just being like in your element. Like, let's say when I go out to a bar by myself or something, and I'm just like watching my surroundings, like I see like the certain cliques, and I'm just like, yo, why is it like so segregated? Like I don't get it. And you can't really like analyze the situation with the group of friends, because you know y'all are here for y'all common purpose, and anything outside of y'all circle doesn't matter.
Y'all feeding into
So
each other,
yeah, so when growing up, I was just thinking about the different cliques, like, but I can see like it's starting to be more diverse, which is great. Diversity is everything. That's how we come to understand one another, when we share our experiences, because what one endures, the other may not. And again, adding to what Mariah said on how we can end this, is by, you know, using our platform, you know, social media, you know, make sure you publicize more African American women with curves, with different features, or whatever it may be. And as Mariah said, forming your own opinion. Like, stop judging people based on what they look like. Get to know them. And like she said, this generational curse where it's so hard to like say, oh, she didn't do anything to me, oh, they didn't do anything to me, or whatever it is. Like, we come together and let's just consider ourselves one race and like not be different. Like, we're one color, we're in the same group. Like, basically stop separating ourselves and unify ourselves. So I definitely want to thank you for coming out.
Of course. It's always
I
a
really
pleasure.
appreciate you being on here talking about this discussion. Again, I thought you were the perfect person to ask. And I just want you to provide them with some information so they know where to go follow you at, where they can, for any entrepreneurs out there trying to get a head start, if you want to be featured on her website. It's beautiful, by the way. Go to her social media. It's like so organized. Like, I know I'm rambling right now, but yeah, take it away.
Okay, so you can find my blog, heyblackgirl.com. Black is BLK. It's the same thing on Instagram. It's the same thing on Facebook. It's the same thing on Twitter. And I just started a podcast for Black female entrepreneurs. It's called Boss Talk the Podcast. It's available on iTunes, so you can look that up as well.
All right. So, as always, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you. I told you guys this season was going to be like really deep topics. So, I hope you're enjoying this, and I'll catch you later. Bye.